I have an interesting story to tell you today. All of the police cars, all of the police helicopters, the canine crew, yeah, they all showed up at one of my photo shoots. Okay, so this story is a little bit different. Back when I first started shooting, way back when, maybe like 10 years ago or so, I've always been the type of photographer to ask forgiveness, not permission, right? So me and this model, we decided to go shoot on this bridge. Like, this is a bridge with a lot of graffiti, but the key is the only way to get down there is to walk along the train tracks, right? So we pull up to where the location is. I park my car on the side of the road, get all my gear, and, you know, we lock the car up. She's still like getting her stuff ready by the side of the car. I decide to start walking down towards the location. She's still at the car, right? So I'm walking down, not thinking anything of it. She gets her stuff ready. She meets me down there. Maybe I want to say a 5-minute walk, if that. So we're walking down there. We get down there. We start shooting. Photos come out awesome. You know, a train comes by, but, you know, we're safe. You know, it's a pretty good distance, like 20-30 feet from where the tracks are, from where the bridge is with the graffiti. Got some nice scenery. Looks great, right? So our shoot goes well. We're shooting for maybe about, I would say maybe an hour and a half. So we look up above and we see like 2 of these helicopters, like police helicopters, like really close by, searching and searching and searching. We hear like a whole bunch of cop sirens. We're like, oh, something's going on over here. Something, you know, not thinking anything. So we start walking back after, you know, we did the shoot. So we go back to the car and we see like all these cops there. There's canines there, search part, like at least like 10 or 15 squad cars. The helicopters are going by. It was insane. It looked like, you know, something really big went down. So we're walking back to the car. They're all like looking in my car and everything, like, you know, not opening it, but they're just looking inside. And we're like, what's going on? What happened? You know, because we're kind of curious as to what went down. So they're asking if we're okay. And we're kind of confused, like, what's going on? They're like, well, we got a tip that someone saw a girl leave an abandoned car and walk down the train tracks. So I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So, I mean, I'm grateful that the neighbors saw that, and, you know, given if that was the actual circumstance, I'm glad that, you know, they were called and everything. But I was like, yeah, we were just down there taking some pictures. It wasn't like, you know, anything serious. So I guess the person that called didn't see me. They just saw a girl walking down to the train tracks, leaving the car behind. Oh, but it gets better. Well, not really gets better. It, you know, freaked out my family, but the story gets more interesting. So she gets on her way. We meet back at her car, you know, after they figure out everything's okay. She gets to her car, she goes home. I get in my car and I go home. My parents are freaking out. They're like all upset and going crazy because, unfortunately, one of the officers decided, you know, in the freak out of the moment, to look up the license plate and find the address and the phone number and contact them and say they found this car on the side of the train tracks, abandoned. And I was like, oh no, that's the last thing you could possibly have said to them. I was like, oh my God. So, you know, after I came home, they were very, very relieved that, you know, I was okay and all that. But it was just like, oh, of course, this happens to me right when I, you know, start doing photo shoots and photo sessions in the beginning of my career. So, yeah, it was an interesting story. So, yeah, bottom line, if you know, see a whole bunch of police helicopters circling above you when you're doing a photo session, you know, be aware of your scenarios. Oh, forgot. And apparently, to make matters even worse for people, that when they were called and the situation was brought to attention, apparently they shut down all the trains. Now, take in mind, where I lived in New York on Long Island, there's one railroad station that goes, one train that goes from the city all the way out to the middle of the island, right? So this was around 4 or 5 o'clock-ish, give or take. So when I was there, they stopped the train, preventing everybody that was coming home from work from the city at 4 or 5 o'clock during the rush hour time. All of a sudden, they got stopped. So then they couldn't go home. And then that train backed up. And then the train behind that backed up. And I'm like, oh, boy. So, yeah. It's been a while since that happened. But I felt that, you know, now that my channel's growing a little bit, it's picking up some steam. And now that I have, you know, a nice little setup, I figured, hey, why not? Might be time to have story time with Tiberious. So if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. You know, like this video if you if you liked it. Dislike it if you know, are mad that, you know, I stopped the trains and all that. But, you know, whatever, to each his own. And leave a comment. Let me know what is your craziest photo shoot story. I know mine is up there, but I am dying to hear what some of y'all's craziest photos, or it could be photo, video, or any kind of creator story. I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious. Come on, Tiberious. I'm kind of curious to hear what you guys got to say. So, until the next video, I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that like button, leave a comment, you know, if you want to do that. And subscribe, you know, help me get to 1,000. So, I know I'm rambling on again. So I will see you on the next video. Peace.